Hello, everybody. Welcome to this exciting webinar. I know it has been an incredible day, an exciting day, maybe a day full of announcements you didn't think you'd have the opportunity to hear, but I want to introduce myself. I am Kristen Cunningham, the Chief Sales Officer at LifeVantage, and I have to tell you, the energy in our building right now could not be better. We are so excited to welcome with open arms the Love Biome family. We are so excited to get to know you a little bit better and can't wait for you to really join Activation Nation. I have to tell you, we have been talking about the leadership both on your corporate side and on your field side. And you have a group of peers who cannot wait to meet you. Um, so love your energy, your appreciation for the industry, your excitement about this product. But yeah, just glad to be here. Now I'm going to ask you in the chat. I have started, this is my third or fourth call that I've started today. And I think it sets up what we are doing in a really meaningful way. But I will tell you, I love this industry. I have spent 20 years in the network marketing industry. It is the only, I would say, grown-up job I have had since college. And I have just grown to really love and appreciate the work that happens here and the lives that can change. So I'm going to ask you, put in the chat, how has this industry really made you love your life? What have you been able to do because of network marketing that maybe you hadn't ever had the opportunity before? You're going to hear that phrase a lot. How has this industry helped you to really love your life? And I heard everything from the opportunity to move job or move homes because you wanted to, not because you had to taking care of children, to taking care of parents. It has been just incredible hearing some of the stories that have come out from that question. So I'm going to challenge you, be thinking, how has this industry really made you love your life? Because you're going to see a lot more of that. All right. So Sky, if we want to go to the next slide, that would be awesome. But really, you're here tonight to obviously meet each other for the first time. That's what I look like. Much better in picture than person. We can go to the next one. But really, we're here because about 4 years ago, our CEO, Steve Fife, kind of asked us a question that was like, don't ask a question you don't really want to know the answer to. And it was, are we playing to win or are we playing not to lose? And I think we all kind of responded that up until then, we'd really been playing not to lose. And we made the commitment that from that day forward, our mentality was going to be we play to win. We are a company that understands the good things about this industry, the good things about LifeVantage, and we committed in that moment to play to win. And for the past several years, we have done a lot of incredible things, I think, to prepare us for this moment right now. We've made incredible upgrades to our product philosophy, our compensation philosophy, our culture, our team members. It has been truly phenomenal. But Steve, I don't know that you realized how big that decision could be at the time, but I think today is the next evolution of that commitment that you really put out to all of us to make sure that we are always playing to win at LifeVantage. And I know you have been like dying for this moment to be able to officially introduce and to bring these groups together. So I'm going to turn the time over to you to share some of your thoughts. So please give it up in the chat to the guy who saw this coming so long ago, someone who I promise you are going to just absolutely love to get to know. The guy loves sports, so I'm going to prepare you. If you're not a sports fan, like you're going to get a sports analogy probably every time you hear from him. He has an incredible background, and what I love most about him is how much he loves this industry and wants other people to succeed. So give some love in the chat to our CEO, Steve Fife.
Thank you, Kristen. I always blush a little bit when I'm introduced like that because I'm a guy that I do love to win, and I try to bring that energy in everything that I do. Um, Sports are a passion of mine, and it's pretty much all things Bay Area. So I grew up, spent most of my life in the California Bay Area. So from Niners to Warriors to Giants, I even accept the A's and Raiders. I love sports, and I love a lot of the analogies around it. And as Kristen said, if you go on, we embarked down a path a few years ago about where we wanted to be as a company. I've been with, you can go through all of those, Sky. I've been with LifeVantage for 8 years now. Actually started as the chief financial officer, and my background is actually not in this industry. It's been primarily with publicly traded tech companies. And I was recruited to LifeVantage 8 years ago, and as Kristen said, I have absolutely fallen in love with this industry. I can honestly say that for the first time in my career, I've had the opportunity to see how a business changes lives at a very personal level. And that's what motivates me and gets me up every morning. And playing to win started a few years ago, and it started with, leadership, field alignment, creating trust within the LifeVantage environment, and becoming crystal clear on our product message, having a compensation plan that was designed to win, and having a culture that would be attractive to other leaders in the industry. And Kristen's, excitement for me. This has been a long time coming. We've actually looked at a number of companies over the past several years, and I am so happy that Kelly reached out to us, and the opportunity that he saw, of how powerful a partnership with Love Biome and LifeVantage could be. And if you go to the next slide, the conversations, these conversations have been going on for a total of 2 months. And it has been a very, very quick courtship, because but when we got together, we saw the synergies, we saw the power of partnering one with one another to fulfill our vision of what can be. It became a no-brainer for us. And so, a fairly small group of people worked tirelessly. Kelly, Sean, and others on the Love Biome team, and members from our team really worked together to realize as quickly as we could this vision. And and if you go to that next slide, you know, one of the things that is most exciting about this is how the Love Biome consultants instantly amplify what we refer to as Activation Nation. You've probably already heard a little bit about how we position ourselves as a company. We consider ourselves the activation company because of our products and how they function in our bodies. But we also are mindful about how we activate people's lives financially. And when we started talking, we saw just this perfect fit. And the next slide will kind of heighten that. We on behalf of Activation Nation, we want to welcome everyone from Love Biome to a new home, and a home that I think you're going to find embraces you, and we will very quickly embrace one another's visions around what can be. You know, the limited exposure that I've had to some of your leaders, it is clear around the business mindset that you bring, the amazing products that have been innovated by the Biome team are going to be embraced by the LifeVantage people. And I can just see this marriage of the cultures coming together in a perfect way. And if you go to the next slide, just I guess for some of the LifeVantage people that are not familiar yet with the Love Biome story, you know, we view I know you view yourselves as leaders in the microbiome health space. It is an enormous market on here. You know, you can see the size of growing currently a 14 billion, that should be a B, not a M, a $14 billion market growing to $32 billion over the next 10 years. A massive opportunity. And you have already developed a product that is leading in this space. There's a massive comparison to where LifeVantage was a few years ago with our flagship product, Protandim NRF2. And it took voices to realize the dream of what Protandim could be, and through this combination, we're accelerating that message of bringing P84 to more and more people throughout the world. And again, high presence internationally. A big portion of the Love Biome team is in the US. Second biggest market is in Taiwan, and then a phenomenal footprint in Europe as well. Um, and if you go to the next slide, you know what is really magical about this is this culture that I know is important to Kelly and the entire team at Love Biome is already starting. You know, we had the privilege of having Kelly and Sean and three of your leaders in our office on Monday, joined by myself and Kristen and Julie Boyster, our Chief Marketing Officer, and two of our leaders. And you know, the meeting started at 8 o'clock on Labor Day, and it was I think it's safe to say that maybe a little hesitancy at the beginning of the meeting. You know, we are kind of figuring out everyone and who they were. And but at the end of at the end of that meeting, it felt like we were long lost friends. And again, the synergies, the the background, how product is positioned, how business is positioned, how compensation plans are similar. It just again kind of confirmed to me that this is the right partnership to drive success for both companies. And if you go to that next slide, you know, it was interesting. I think we all felt during the course of that conversation that, you know, alone, there are two really good companies here. But at the end of that meeting, I can tell you that together, we collectively felt that we are going to be great. And combining these two companies is what is really going to promote growth and again help us fulfill what we all want to see. Um, and great, if you go to that next slide, you know, I going back to my winning perspective, the the magic happens when you create, I think in life, when you can create a win-win scenario. I learned very early in my career, I worked for two very, very successful individuals that had um, dynamically different approaches to life. One of them, winning meant someone had to lose. And the other one, winning was when both parties win. And I was still pretty impressionable at that point in time. And I naturally gravitated to that win-win solution. And that's what we have here when we pull together as in this partnership. LifeVantage gains scalability, gains a hungry consultant base and a revolutionary product that is going to fit just seamlessly into our product portfolio. And Biome, again, you create or achieve scalability um, with partnering with a company that is very strong financially, has scale, has strong supply chains, can help fulfill the operations and the dream, as well as now introducing the Love Biome consultants to a whole new set of products. And that combination um, is really a testament to Kelly, Sean, the entire Love Biome team, and what you have done in a relatively short period of time. It is amazing the accomplishments. I tip my hat to Kelly and for his knowledge, his passion, belief in this industry. And I can't wait for us to, really lock arms because I think collectively we're going to be an unstoppable force. And and with that, I want to turn it over to Kelly to share his thoughts. Kelly.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. Well, I'm so grateful to be with you, everybody. I know that this group is a mixture of Love Biome and LifeVantage, but to me it feels so familiar, so family-like, and I'm so grateful to be here with you. A couple of things. First of all, I am so grateful finally that our Love Biome leaders and members and family can meet Steve Fife. I've been anxious for this from the first time I met him, to be honest with you. And to me, this is the greatest thing that could have happened tonight is for our people to meet Steve and to get a feeling from him. There is one little point, Steve, however, of contention that I think that we uncovered the other day. I was born and raised a New York Yankee fan. And that's just in me. I mean, the Yankees are in me. I know that there are two kinds of people in the world, people who love and people who hate the Yankees, but I've always been a Yankees fan. And so I hope we can overcome that little thing and maybe that could be
I'll forgive you
thing too. There's one other personal thing that I'd just like to tell you all about me. I don't really like to talk about myself, but I will talk about my wife. A week ago today was our 50th wedding anniversary. I married my wife 50 years ago, last Wednesday. And so this has been a real emotional, wonderful time for us. And I don't think she's on this call right now, but if she were, I would tell her I love her. I'm grateful for her. Maybe we can go to the next slide, Skylar, thank you. You guys, this is a moment. I'm not sure if you feel it, but I know that I feel it. And these moments don't come along very often. You know, most of the time, we go through our life and we eat the same thing for lunch and we watch the same TV show or whatever, and wishing that something would change. And it's so funny, human nature. These inflection points only come along very rarely. And when they come, I have learned in my life, you don't overanalyze them, you grab them and you move. And that is the feeling that I've got, Steve, and the LifeVantage family. That is the feeling that I've got, that this is a moment where we move. Skylar, can you just keep going forward? I'll keep up with you, Skylar. Synergies. From the very first time we talked, on a Zoom call with Steve, I think we all kind of, even though we were kind of feeling each other out and trying to get to know each other, to me, it was a knockdown. I mean, the LifeVantage and LoveBiome and what you have created, congratulations to you, is unbelievable. And what we are beginning to create, we're still in our infancy, and putting these two together just seemed like an absolute, and the synergies up and down, just is like they were made, they were made to go together, from comp plan to the product vision, the culture. It's green lights, 100% green lights. There are no red lights in this combination. Keep going, Skylar. I'll keep up with you, buddy. So let me tell you a little bit about LoveBiome. When we started, first of all, a lot of us at LoveBiome that started, the founders and so forth, we were all together for 25 years or so in a company called Morinda, the Tahitian Noni company. I was one of the original founders of that company. And so we kind of know, what it's like to be, when we see something amazing, we kind of know it. We came together because not because we were really that excited about starting another MLM company. We came together because there was a piece of the health puzzle that was missing, and we knew what it was. And that piece was microbiome health. And we locked into it, baby. We locked into it very, very hard. And we made this our passion. And that 3.5 years ago, we began this kind of insatiable search and desire to learn more about it and understand it better and get beyond just the surface of probiotics or prebiotics or whatever, and really understand the interconnectivity of the microbiome and what microbiome health can really mean. And then it's amazing, I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's amazing that we meet and get to know and do a deep dive into a company called LifeVantage, who at their heart is the activation company. And I'm going, oh my goodness, talk about a match made in heaven. It's like my wife and I 50 years ago. So this led us to design, develop, and launch a product called P84. I think it's the greatest name in the world. And our people just connected to it. It is the most advanced product for microbiome health on the market, period. And as today on our call earlier, when we talked with all of our people, I asked our people this question: if you were the CEO of LoveBiome today, what would you do? How would you help us? How would you take us into the future? If you were the CEO, what would you think about every single morning, every single day? And it's really interesting because our group in their chat, they nailed into it right away. And the word that we kept hearing over and over again was scale. Because we've got this proven idea, we've got this, excuse my expression, sexy idea. It is an amazing idea. and now we need to scale it. Go ahead, Skylar. I'm with you. We need to scale. We needed to scale our idea. We needed a partner to be able to do that. We at the heart of who we are is this thing, this product. I don't even like to call it a product, you guys. It is something more than a product. It is, we call it the automatic part of your day. It's something more than just a product. But it consists of two individual stick packs that you mix together in water every single morning, and you take it. And now I believe me, I am a complete advocate of taking mind, body, core first. This is the automatic part of our day, and I love it. And E84, I guarantee you, is like your best friend that you've never met before. When you get to know it, when you get to meet it, when you get to see it and understand what it can do for you and for everybody you love, it will be your best friend. You will love it. Skylar, keep going. I love this. Gosh, I'm going to get emotional, I think. It makes me feel like we're part of a family. This looks like a family photo to me. And here we are, Vital Power 1 and Vital Power 2 in this amazing LifeVantage family. And anyway, it just looks like it fits in perfectly. And I know in the chat, some of you are going, what does it do? Believe me, I guarantee you, you're going to meet and get to know and love this new best friend of yours. And from the very first sip, you are going to say, wow, this is amazing. Next slide, please. We are the activation company. I have to be honest with you, Steve and Kristen and Julie and others of your executive team, I feel honored to be part of the activation company. I think it is such a great vision, such a great idea. And I know that every one of our Love Biome family members, and customers and everyone are going to love to be part of the activation company. We look at ourselves as being an activation, part of that activation story, because the microbiome is the center of the body. The microbiome is the center of health. And whether you talk about the gut brain or gut heart, gut liver, everything, gut skin, everything runs through the gut. And so everything is activated and improved through microbiome health. And that's who we are. Unashamedly and without, with all humility, that's who we are. We learned, we love, and this is what we're bringing to the world. And to be part of this amazing LifeVantage family now, that we're part of this family portrait, family photo with Protandem, with the collagen, with Mind Body, it just feels like we've got siblings that are, instant love and instant acceptance. Next slide, please, Skylar. This is kind of life from our perspective. We were looking for a partner with shared values, that shared our same values. And I love what Kristen said at the very beginning. She said she loves the network marketing industry. My first experience in network marketing was in 1978. I became a life insurance salesman for a network marketing life insurance company. It was kind of a forerunner of the A.L. Williams company. I was just out of college. And since 1978, it was 3 years after we were married. Since 1978, I have had my life impacted by this industry. And I'm not going to go into it right now because we don't want to really extend this out. But once you're with me and have a chance to get to know me better, you'll know that this, to me, we should be proud of who we are. We should be proud of this industry. And now with this partnership, we have got something really cool to be proud of. We looked at LifeVantage, the corporate leadership, the field leadership. We met Brandon and Tyler for the first time on Monday morning, and we were blown away by these two amazing guys. the global resources, the financial strength, everything that LoveBiome needed to scale and to leapfrog and to be 5 years ahead of where we normally would be. This is what we saw in this partnership and what we see in it. Next slide. The industry is going to notice. In fact, I guarantee you, since 3 o'clock when this became public, social media is blowing up. I guarantee it. And not just in LifeVantage and LoveBiome, but every other company now is trying to figure out what we're doing. Every other company is trying to figure out what is going on. This puts LifeVantage, us as a combined company, on the offense. And I'm sure that you are just like me. I'd rather be on the offense than the defense. We are on the offense now with this partnership. It is completely unexpected. Did any of you expect this when you woke up this morning to hear this news? This is what's going through the industry right now. And I don't know, to me, it's just a time for us to embrace it, understand the potential of it, and to run. And so all the eyes in the industry, all the eyes of the world basically are on us. Every head is pointed in our direction. And this is, I don't know, this is what kind of turned me on. This is what we in our industry crave, an opportunity to run, especially run where no one else is running. And so, Steve, again, thank you so much for your kindness, for your vision. Every member of your team have welcomed us with open arms, and can't wait to meet you all. Can't wait to meet our new LifeVantage family, and I can't wait for you to meet our LoveBiome family. This is going to be amazing. So thank you so much, you guys.
All right. Well, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Kelly. Let's give them some love in the chat. It is so incredible when you have two people with such big vision, such big understanding. Also, we can move past this slide, but I'll continue to praise. Steve and Kelly, thank you. Thank you for your leadership, your vision, for the opportunity that you saw and just grabbed a hold of so that we could be here together. I personally am so excited to get to know each and every one of you a little bit better. My phone is literally blowing up with people asking me questions. When can we meet them? So that is always a good sign. And Kelly, I'll tell you, as somebody with 3 kids, I've had to do my fair share of wrangling for family pictures. I think that was the easiest family picture in the history of family pictures. So we love how good we look together. But thank you again to both of you. I'd like to talk to just a little bit high level about timeline. So obviously the announcement in this joint town hall call was today. Tomorrow we will have our earnings call and our press release. For those of you joining LifeVantage, we're a public company, so you get to hear from us on that public stage every quarter. And be on the lookout for us on the NASDAQ tower as well. There will be an announcement made with some great imagery that you'll be able to get a hold of. So all through the month of September, we will continue teaching, training, integrating, hosting opportunity meetings and trainings that we will announce specifics on our specific market calls. October 1st is our target closing date, meaning that we are officially a new company at that day. And then November will be our full integration. So October, we will continue to run side by side. Everything LoveBiome will exist in the LoveBiome world, everything LifeVantage in the LifeVantage world. And then come November 1st, everything exists solely in the LifeVantage world. And we're excited for that. I know we have people from the globe listening to this call. We have events that we are excited to welcome you to. Kelly, I've heard you feel pretty strongly about event attendance too. But these are some of the events that you will have your opportunity to get to. And I heard that you are expecting a number of those LoveBiome consultants to join us.
Yeah, we're going to have a fire department problem, Kristen, I think.
Okay, well, we'll prepare ourselves for that. Always a party when the fire department is there, is what I've learned. So, but like I said, November 1st will be that full integration on the Evolve compensation plan. So I want to talk to you a little bit about on the next slide. I'm going to show you just some do's and don'ts and kind of the next steps from both of our perspectives. So the first one, absolutely register for Momentum Academy. LifeVantage, for those of you in LifeVantage, we have about 400 seats left that you can register for. We did carve out a number of them for Love Biome. So if you are interested in coming to Dallas to Momentum Academy, I recommend you do that sooner than later. We anticipate it will sell out and we are not at a place where we can expand. So take advantage, do it now. We would love to see you all there. You know, the next thing I would say to do is really pick up on this vision that you've just heard from Steve and Kelly. Cast this vision, of course, to your teams, but also worldwide. This is an incredible opportunity, an incredible moment in the industry history where you have the chance to say that you were part of something and you remember the day when this happened. And as a leader, set the pace for growth. Use this to make sure you're earning lots of incentives. I'll tell you, that was an Easter egg, which as soon as I said that, I feel like it's not really an Easter egg because I just pointed it out. But you are going to hear a lot of information next week about some of the amazing incentives and recognition and different things that we have on a market specific level. Also from the LifeVantage side. Now, Kelly, you did an incredible job. I've already got messages of how can I try this product. People very excited to try P84. You will all get your chance. To our LifeVantage consultants, we cannot wait for you to experience this incredible product. We would ask for that you hold off for now. Now, it's not going to be very long. As Kelly said, you will be best friends. We just need to maybe push out that best friend relationship for about a month. So we would ask that you do not go to the Love Biome site. We want to be incredible partners for the Love Biome consultants. They are continuing to close out their month, and we do not want them to experience an out of stock because of us. You will have the opportunity to get this product. We will share more in months to come or in weeks to come. But please do not go, and we don't want to put them in a situation where we are taking all of their inventory. But I can assure you that we will get you an opportunity to try it. And I know you will be fast best friends with that, like Kelly mentioned as well. So please give some time there. Steve mentioned this a little bit as well. I want to echo this and just say, you know, we experienced an incredible product launch this past year that transformed so many businesses. I will tell you that if we treat this opportunity as only a product launch, there's a ceiling for how big we can grow it. However, if we treat this in a way that is, how do I expand my business? How do I get more consultants? Your business can have a much bigger impact. One of the things I learned early on is that customers will add to your business, consultants or business partners will multiply. So please think of this as an opportunity to go find more business partners. I also have some do's and don'ts for our Love Biome family as well. Also, this makes me sound kind of bossy. Maybe to a certain degree I am, but hopefully the emojis are like helping soften some of this. But same thing for you. We cannot wait to meet you in person. Please get to an event near you. We've got 300 tickets reserved with your name on it. Kelly said he was sure that we would fill all of those. So we'll prep the Dallas fire marshal so they're ready. But please register and please come to Dallas. There's a lot of people who are really excited to meet you. Do the same thing. Pick up this journey. Take this vision, build momentum. A lot of people are watching right now, and we have a great opportunity to do big things. Now for the do nots. But just remember, in the nicest, most loving way, do not go to our website and become a LifeVantage consultant. You will have that opportunity as soon as we import the tree over. It will make the integration really complicated if there are double accounts. So we cannot wait to be combined in November, but don't rush over and join us right now. Also, you will get the opportunity to purchase LifeVantage products very, very soon. More details coming on specifically how that works, but we plan to have those available for you to try on October 1st. So as excited as we are to try these products, to have the best integration possible, please give us some time to make sure that you're doing it properly to create the best possible scenario for integration. All right. So I have to tell you, I work with the consultants all the time. My main role at LifeVantage is to drive revenue, and I do that through partnering with our top leaders. And this is the third company that I've been at in the space. And what I love about LifeVantage is the partnership that exists with our leadership. And I tell you this because I want you to know how much you will be embraced not only by the corporate team, but also by our field leaders. You have the opportunity to meet one of our presidential consultants, Tyler Daniels, tonight. And to tell you a little bit about Tyler, he does always wear a hat, so you'll see he's in a hat today. I think he's in probably a different version of that hat. So you'll get to know him by his style. We love that. But Tyler is somebody who really understands this industry at a very deep level and absolutely loves it. He is proud of it. He is always learning about it, and he is committed to it. Tyler has built to presidential. He and his business partner Marcel have built multiple positions kind of to that presidential level. He is someone that I would say is a compensation plan expert. He was critical in helping us when we were looking at upgrading our compensation opportunities, and somebody that I know you will love to hear from, and that you will find as a peer, as a mentor, as a friend, and someone who will be cheering from you on the consultant side. So with that, Tyler, I am going to turn the time over to you. I know you had the opportunity on Monday to meet, not only Kelly and Sean, but several of their, or three of their leaders, one of them being Valencia, who's going to be speaking right after you. But Tyler, I would love to share just a little bit from your perspective on just what a meaningful opportunity this is and kind of your outlook on this incredible partnership.
Well, Kristen, I would love to do that. I'm sitting here and I'm watching all of these comments go through, and I know that one of the things that I would feel if I were in the Love Biome shoes is whether or not I'm going to be welcomed in. I'd want to know whether or not there's going to be open arms for me. And I hope that as you guys read all these comments, that you can see that our company is really, really thrilled. I mean, we are so excited to have you guys over here. We had 2 calls earlier today, and if you guys want to know a little bit about the reaction that we got on those calls, I'll tell you about that. We jumped on what we call a presidential field advisory board call, and presidential is our highest rank, and you'll get to know all these ranks over time. But we jumped on this call to let them know what we were doing and how excited we were to have this. And and I'll be honest, just like many of you, we were wondering what the reaction would be. I mean, we were wondering what the comments would be. It was nothing but sheer excitement to know that you guys were coming and being a part of this company that we've spent the last 15, 16 years building. So the presidential field, the field advisory board group, they are thrilled, excited, cannot wait to meet you. They're going to welcome you guys with open arms. We then jumped on a call right after that, and it was the kind of our what we call an executive call. We have a call that we do that's for the top ranks of our company to try to get information out to them really, really quick. And I think you'll appreciate that. You have several people in your company that are already qualified into those ranks. So you're going to be able to get that information directly from them really, really fast. But we jumped on that call wondering, again, if we were going to get the same response about this announcement that we got from the presidentials and the field advisory board. And it was overwhelmingly positive. I didn't see even one comment on there that was negative. Everything was, what is their product? Can we get their product? Are we going to embrace their products? Do they have a simple or the similar mindset to what we have? They actually, on this call, you guys, as we were talking about the names, started saying the word Lovelife over and over and over again. And I thought that was a pretty good indication of how excited they are. And I thought that's a pretty good indication of the conversations that are going to start taking place immediately in this company throughout the next week and the next month, and as we get to know each other more. So I know, that I've been in a situation like many of you. I was in this situation 16 years ago. I understand the anxiety that I'm sure a lot of you guys are feeling right now. I understand the confusion or this wonder that you might have is how hard is it going to be to integrate into what these guys are doing? Are they going to be willing to teach us? Is there going to be some support to help accelerate the learning curve for us? And I will just be one of the very first people to extend a hand. I will extend to all of you that our goal is to get you up to speed as fast as we can. But I'm going to ask for something in return. I want you to do the same. I want you to embrace us. I want you to embrace our team, and I want you to embrace our leaders. Help us understand why you're so passionate about P84. Help us get our learning curve to accelerate. I believe that the two products that we have as our real, like our real core products, I believe that they complement one another so well that you guys are going to be excited. You're going to be excited to be able to go to your teams, the people that you've spent the last few years telling about P84, and show them how you can actually make that product work even better with the combination of the products that we have over here. I think that, many of you are probably wondering if we were even going to have your product over here. There's probably a lot of anxiety about, are they going to change it? What are they going to think? It turns out, you guys, that we're pretty good at doing research. We love your product. We absolutely love what you guys have done. We absolutely love the fact that you guys have put the time in, the research in. We love the passion that all of you guys have. We love the fact that you don't have to change your messaging when you come here. We absolutely love the fact that your product is going to fill a need for us. It's a huge hole that we felt like we had in our product offerings, and you fill that need for all of us. So we're excited about that, you guys. I remember 16 years ago when I was doing this, I was wondering, are people going to be able to, are they going to treat us like guests? Or are they going to treat us like peers? I will tell you right now, you are a peer to us immediately. You will be considered a peer. We're just as excited to learn about the experiences that all of you have had building throughout this industry, building your MLM businesses. We are just as excited to hear your stories and have our teams learn from your experiences as we hope we can be for you. We hope that we can share those stories, and we've been doing it. In fact, one of the things, you guys, that I think you'll appreciate about our compensation plan is that we reward ourselves. We reward the executives in our company to do that very thing. So just like we would reward our team for helping your learning curve be accelerated, we will do the same thing for you. You will get that exact same reward. You will come right in and adopt the ability to go out and use that reward. From all the effort that we've put in, you can benefit. From all the effort that you have spent over the last 3 or 4 years, we will benefit. It's such a great partnership, you guys. I can't tell you how excited I am. So with that being said, let me give you just a few things that I would maybe, let's start tonight. Let's give you a few things that might accelerate some of your learning curve. These are some of the things that for me were really, really important 16 years ago, because I'd been in several companies like many of you, and there was a thing called transparency that became very, very important to me. I want to talk about that for 1 second. Many of you, by now probably know that we're a publicly held company. The ticker symbol is LFVN. I would strongly suggest that you go look us up. One of the benefits of being a publicly held company is that the company has to tell us everything they're doing every 90 days. So every 90 days they do a big press release, and they announce all of our earnings. They announce our growth. Like today when we did the press release about our partnership, we do that. I think it's tomorrow that we're doing our big announcement on all of our profitability. You can see whether we have any debt. Go look it up. Go see if we have any debt. I'll tell you, spoiler alert, we don't have any debt. You can go see how much money we have in the bank. These little things should represent something to you. In my opinion, it should represent that this company has the ability to keep up with the growth that you guys are showing us. Your company has doubled in the last 5 months. How are you going to sustain that level of growth without having the kind of stability that our company can bring? This should really, really excite all of you in Love Biome for the fact that you don't have to change course. You don't have to slow down. You don't have to wonder if there's going to be back orders, because we can scale that growth with you. So go look us up, LFVN, publicly held. In fact, if you want to know how much our CEO gets paid, it'll tell you that too. Steve loves it when I say that, by the way. But you can find out what all of our C-suite earns. You can see what our expenses are, profitability. If there's ever any material change that the company is making, guess what they have to do? They have to tell you that they're doing it. And I love that. I love the transparency. That was really important to me 16 years ago. I hope that it will be important to all of you. The next thing is the products. And I don't need to get into all this. We've kind of covered a little bit of it tonight. There is so much product information on all of our products, you guys. You could spend the next year studying it if you want to. But just know this. The product that we're asking you to combine your product with has been studied at the highest levels, at the university levels, the most respected scientific labs that are out there. They have studied our product. And I don't mean by ingredient, I mean by product name. So you can type the name Protandem into, you can go in and you can look at any kind of Google search. You can go to PubMed. You can go to all the Google Scholars. You can do that and type the word Protandem in the search bar, and you will see the studies that have been done from places like NIA or Harvard or American Heart Association. There's 30 of them, and they're not just US studies. There's some of our studies that are done international. I hope that means something to you. I hope that it shows you that as unique as your P84 is in the space that you're in, we provide another avenue of uniqueness to you. Now, we have several other products we're excited about. Learn the collagen, go learn the MB. Brilliant, brilliant products. They serve their own purpose. They fill their own pillar. So go do that. The compensation plan, you guys, I had an opportunity on Monday to spend some time with McKesey and with Dr. Tamia and with Valencia. I got to spend some time with them, giving them a little bit of an understanding of what we did 3 years ago to make sure that our compensation plan was the most current, and it was being built by somebody that has a lot of information. It's a compensation plan group that's built 1,000 of these compensation plans. Okay, so if credibility or experience matters to you, the people that helped us do this have built 1,000 compensation plans. 30 of the top 100 companies in our industry use a plan that they built. That's who we partnered with to create this compensation plan. Okay, it's amazing. And as you start to learn the details of this comp plan and you see how your businesses are just simply just going to fold right into this compensation plan, you're going to get really, really excited. I think you guys are going to see an opportunity here to have a massive financial return. Even if all it is just adding a little bit of our products into the existing group, you're going to see how our compensation plan is going to encourage that and then reward you for doing it. Okay. Now, last, I'm going to leave you guys with this. Just one more little thing to kind of start conversations. And again, I'm happy to jump on calls with you guys and accelerate your learning curve. And I'm not the only one. I promise you, I'm not the only one. Most of our big leaders are willing to do the exact same thing for you. You know, we're very excited about this, but I'm going to leave you with one last thing. And it's a term that we hear in our industry all the time. We hear momentum and all that kind of stuff. What I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to do just a little teeny bit of evaluation on how important timing is to you. Okay. If you believe that timing is an advantage, I want to walk you through where we believe we are at from a timing point of view. Okay. Just where is this company at today? And again, we're publicly held, so you can go look this up. I know from the studying that I've done is that there's little plateaus that the big businesses went through. There's plateaus around 150 to 200 million where companies have to reinvent or reestablish what their agenda really is. There's companies, they have to figure out, how do I move from that $200 million mark to that $600, $700, $800 million plateau? And then they have to do it again. Well, our company, you guys, is doing roughly 200 million. That means that next plateau, that all the big ones, the big B companies, the big billion-dollar companies that you hear about, that they all had to go through, that means we have to 2, 3, 4 times what we've already done just to get to the next plateau. I believe that timing is not just being a brand new company. I believe that timing is when a company has established themselves in an industry. I believe that timing is when a company knows how much growth there is. And you guys are very clear about the growth of the microbiome world and how big that's going to be over the next 10 years. I believe that timing is when you partner with companies that have the financial resources to take a unique product and then elevate yourself 2, 3, 4, 5 times to get to that next plateau without the chaos and the confusion of brand new companies. See, when companies are brand new, there's a pretty good chance that you can actually outgrow. Your success can actually outgrow the company's ability to stay in business. Okay? We're going to eliminate the chaos and eliminate the confusion for all of you and allow you to take what you're passionate about and reach that next plateau with us. So timing wise, you guys, I'm thrilled to have you here. I'm thrilled that you get to be a part of it. I'm thrilled that we get to share stories and that we get to really help each other to, accomplish all the goals that we have. One last thing. I told you guys that we get paid from helping other people. We have a pool bonus where you can get paid from everything we've done, and we can get paid from everything that you guys are going to do. We love that. So we're excited to have you here. All right. With that being said, I'm not sure if I get to introduce Valencia or if
You do.
Kristen is.
You
I get
to.
to. Oh, okay. Man, I love this. Okay. So I've been in this industry 20 years. I've been in the industry 20 years. I've built organizations to the really high levels. And it's weird for me to say these things, but 10, $12 million a month in sales. What that all that really means is that I've got to meet a lot of people. That's all it means. It just means that I've been in a lot of conversations with people that have done big things in the industry. There's a couple different types of people that I've met in this 20-year career. There's people that are very, very much, focused on themselves. There's people that are like, I have my goals and I'm going to reach those goals almost at the expense of others. And some of them actually do. But there's also those people that understand what a team is. There's people that care about other people. There's people that have empathy and they understand the value in helping someone else reach their goal. And by doing that enough times, you can reach your own goal. There's people that understand that this industry is not just a money thing. It's not just a product thing. It isn't a family thing. It's a cultural thing. There's people that know how to build teams, that know how to elevate others. And from the very moment that I listened to Valencia's story, I knew who she was. I knew that Valencia cares about her team. I knew that she was speaking the language of somebody that has experience. She's got decades of experience, and I cannot wait for my team to listen to her teach. I can't wait to hear this. So I got to meet her on Monday, you guys. It was very, very quickly, just fell in love with the culture that you guys have created. I very, very quickly realized that I was in a room of experts, and I cannot wait for my team to hear what Valencia has to say tonight. I know all of Love Biome knows her. I can't wait for my team, those of you that are on this call, I cannot wait for you guys to get introduced to Valencia, who is a very impressive person. So with that being said, Valencia is one of the top ranks in their companies, you guys. She's got a ton of experience. She's from the Northeast. She understands the value of family time. So with that being said, Valencia, I'm going to pass this call over to you. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you so much, Tyler. I've been talking all day, so my voice may not be what it normally is, but I sincerely appreciate that amazing introduction. It means the world to me to be in business with individuals who understand this industry. And I will tell you that from the time I met you and the way you just were so willing to pour out your heart and teach us what we wanted to know and make us feel comfortable, it was just, I could feel. In fact, I said to you, when can we get you on a call? Will you fly to the Northeast? Will you travel? And I want everybody to know his answer was yes. In fact, at that very point, he pulled out his calendar and he said, oh my goodness, this is birthday month for my whole family, but let me find out when I can make it happen. And he was so willing to do so. I already admire his expertise in the industry and the like. So thank you very much for embracing us and making us feel at home. And to everyone on the call today, it really did feel like home. And I want to step into your shoes, particularly those of you from the Love Biome side. I understand that there may be some angst and trepidation because you don't know. And when you don't know what you don't know, you're kind of in this confused state. But my feeling is after you listen to today's town hall, some of that went away. One, you've got to hear from Steve Fife. Just when I sat there with him, his humility, his expertise, his experience, you could just feel energy is real. You could feel the sincerity. You could feel welcome. You could feel something that you can't always put into words, but you knew that what Mr. Kelly Olsen told us about the synergies of what we were doing, you absolutely knew it was there. And so I fell in love with him just sitting in that room for hours. I had the opportunity to meet Kristen and Julie and Tyler and Brandon. And I will tell you guys, by the time we were leaving, we were friends. We had everybody's number. We just can't wait to get together again. And my feeling is everybody is going to feel that way once you open your heart to what it is that we have. So I'm going to give you just some of the things that, helped me. Number one, Tyler, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about me. I've been in the industry now for 30 years. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. You probably hear it in the accent. So, 30 years in New York City, sometimes it can harden you. But I had a professional career on Wall Street. I worked with JP Morgan in their mergers and acquisitions department, believe it or not. And so I fully understood the integration, everything that we were going through. But I got caught in a corporate shuffle that interrupted my life dramatically. JP Morgan offered me an opportunity to relocate to the state of Delaware, which was about 3 hours away from New York City. And I was so excited to leave the cement jungle. I had a house built, I had grass. I was so excited to go to Home Depot and buy a lawnmower. Like, these are things that wasn't happening in New York City. So about a month after I settled into my home, they sold the division of the bank that I worked for back to a company in New York City. So I need you guys to feel what was happening. Here it is. I had this life in Delaware now, but now I had to commute to my job. I had to commute 3 hours to get to work, and I had to commute 3 hours to come back home. And I did that every day for 4 years. Now, I'm making a very long story short. It was miserable. And if you understand misery loves company, I even convinced some of my girlfriends, oh, it's no big deal. Come to Delaware, just so I could have people that ride on Amtrak with me. Long story short, it was at that point where I was just tired. I mean, literally tired, that someone came to me and said, I found a way you can get free. And they introduced me to this industry that I had no expertise in. And my response to them was, I'm going to do everything you tell me to do, and it better work. And I literally did everything they told me to do. And I just started to enjoy this amazing lifestyle where my time was my own. So we all come here for different reasons. I can't tell you I came just to make money. I came to get my time back. And then I was encompassed in this amazing lifestyle. I met so many wonderful people. My friendship circle expanded globally, and I love the industry. And so I'm happy to be here. Now, every now and then things happen, and sometimes you wonder, did you make the right decision? I have no regrets about entering network marketing. My passion for this industry is that we professionalize it to the point that everybody respects it at the level they should. Not enough people believe network marketing works. And it's something that sometimes is created by the field because we don't do what it takes to create the vision for other individuals. But this industry can change lives. It can change lives from a health perspective. P84, because I know that product, it is real. It's something that, is part of my daily routine. You brush your teeth, you wash your face, you take P84. When you understand what it's going to do for you. Our message with P84 is it's the one thing that can lead you to optimal health. One thing. And just that message makes it easy to share. Then when I was sitting in the room with Tyler and Kristen and Julie, and they started talking about Protandim, needless to say, I started looking it up. I've been online. I looked at the studies. I think I would change that to P84 is where you start and then you add this because of what it can do. So when I talk about the synergies between these two companies, it's strong. It is really strong. This wasn't an accident. This didn't happen, for any other reason than it made sense to take this message with this message. I love when Tyler said, everybody is saying love life. I love that name because previous to being Love Biome, we were Go Love Life. And really, that's what everybody wants. So my message is timing in business is everything. Here's the challenge. When you're in the right place at the right time, very often you don't know that until you use hindsight. And so many people miss that inflection point because they are trying to figure out what it means. We're in the right place at the right time. My message to everyone is don't miss this opportunity. And that opportunity exists on both sides. For Tyler said, you guys are just you're here 100% to embrace us. My request from everybody in Love Biome is to do the exact same thing. Just embrace everybody. Become one united family. So to everybody on the line, I haven't met you yet, but I feel like I'm meeting my brothers and sisters and cousins and aunts and uncles. We will be that family. We will set the standard for the entire industry. The other thing that I was highly impressed with is the compensation plan. I told some people earlier today, I just couldn't go to sleep until I kept flipping through the pages. And does it really do this? And wait a minute, this is on top of this, and this is on top of that. And then after the conversations with Tyler, my mind was blown. And it wasn't just me. It was Macasey Anika and Dr. Tamia Bethia Williams. Needless to say, we've had conversations since. We are excited. I suggest that you simply hold on to the coattails. Until you develop the belief, grab somebody else's belief. Just trust me. And I know I'm asking for a lot. Just trust me that you will be pleasantly surprised. In fact, when I put out a call about the call that was going to take place at 6 p.m. today, I told everyone, get on the call. hear the announcement, and then make sure you understand the impact of the announcement. It's one thing to hear, oh, one company, the company's emerging, or whatever you heard about what was taking place, and you start to form this opinion about it. But when you understand what's going on in the background and you start to see the compensation plan, and as Tyler said, it overlays the current compensation plan. In most cases, people win even bigger. And then you go to the incentives. You go to the trips. One of the things that I loved about the industry is I have been around the world. I know you guys are getting ready to go to Thailand. I've had the privilege of going to Thailand, walk the Great Wall of China. I've been to Japan and Rome and Switzerland and Tahiti more times than I can count. Hawaii so much that I'm like, there again. I mean, it's been an amazing part of my life, but their incentives are equal to some of the things that I've experienced in this industry. So get ready to just enjoy life at another level, a level that perhaps you didn't even know the industry could hold out to you if you've just entered it. The incentives are, wow, what word do I use? In Brooklyn terminology, they're off the chain. You know, when I think about the car bonus, the idea that they deliver you when you hit certain positions, a Jeep Wrangler. They don't lease it and take it back, but they pay for it. When you've done what you need to do, deliver it to you and you can have it. I mean, to me, these are the things that, just imagine what that feels like. You know, go to sleep tonight and start thinking about what life is going to be like. Start seeing yourself in these places. By the way, you never achieve anything you can't see yourself there. So I know all of us are going to thoroughly enjoy this. When I heard that Steve was a sports fan, right up my alley. I am 100% a sports fan. I live in Delaware now. Obviously, I used to really root for the Giants and the Jets, but I'm right in the territory where the Super Bowl happened and the Eagles won. Our first game is tomorrow night. I am such a sports enthusiast that I had to really just stop for a while. It was taking time away from my Zooms and everything else. And I just started to get into the playoffs, but I love sports because the analogy of how teams win is how you win in network marketing. You have to create a team environment where everybody knows no matter what role you play, everybody wins when we play this game together. I love what Steve said about, maybe it was Steve, I think it was Steve, win-win. I went to a personal development course that really focused. There was this game we had to play and everybody was playing not to lose. And then we realized everybody could win. And it shifted my entire paradigm. This is a win-win situation. If you're walking away feeling like somebody lost in this deal, it didn't exist. And for those of you from the Love Biome side, you know Kelly Olsen. I have to say this. People don't come any better than him. Kelly Olsen and Sean Whitney are the reasons that I stuck my feet in cement when it comes to this industry. And for everybody who's on my team, and that means the whole Love Biome team, I'm here to tell you guys, that is the confidence you can have. If they said this is a good move, because you know who they are and they've never steered you wrong and you know their personalities, you have to feel that and know, regardless of the questions you have, they'll get answered. It takes time. But you got to feel like, man, I've never been in the right place at the right time with the right people, with the right compensation plan, with the right products. You know, there are other companies, but very few people can say that many rights. So I'm excited. I look forward to all that we accomplish together. And I have to tell everybody, particularly those of you that I met, the hospitality was amazing. And I cannot wait. Kristen, you are going to be flooded with individuals, us bringing teams to that home office, which was utterly amazing. The way you all welcomed us is just, it gave me the glimpse of how Love Biome is being welcomed here at, I'm going to call it Lovelife. I love that name, but I'm excited. I'm energetic. I'm enthusiastic. I cannot wait to get started. Obviously it starts now, but I can't wait until Dallas. 300 tickets are probably not enough, but you know, I don't want the fire department to come. I want us to have a smooth event, but I look forward to it. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Skylar, I look forward to meeting you. Steve and Mr. Kelly Olsen, I completely love you with respect to your marriage partners. Love you guys for the way your humility allowed you all to come together. I think that is amazing. And I look forward to all the growth that we will all accomplish together. So thank you guys so much.
Valencia, wow. Thank you. You have an entire group of people just putting on their running shoes right now saying, let's go. And I have to tell you, as somewhat of a sports fan myself, I think any of my Chiefs fans out there can also relate to how great a comeback story even is. So, whether you are ready to go, whether this is reigniting your business, you have a home here. We want everyone to be successful. And with leadership like Valencia and Tyler and Steve and Kelly, we can do incredible things. And we look forward to the opportunity to meet all of you in person. Now, I'm going to do something that I probably don't do enough, and that is I'm going to give Steve the last word as we go ahead and leave this call. Again, thank you for your time on this call. We can't wait to spend more time with you. This is going to be amazing. So, Steve, I'll turn it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kristen. You're right. I don't get that very often from you, but I just want to tell you all that I'm overwhelmed right now with the vision that is running in my mind of things that this group is going to do together. You know, since we're all sports people, you know, the pregame pep talk and when you're drawing up the game plan before a game starts, you don't really know what's going to happen. You hope, you draw on your experience and other situations to do the best you can. But not only is the talent that we're seeing exceeding the wildest imaginations of putting together all of the A team out on the floor at the same time, but also the execution, the excitement of just how dominant we are going to be. And it's an honor to be um, part of this journey with you, part of this game with you, as we lock arms and realize our full potential. Kelly, I don't know. I have a feeling that there might be a bromance here a little bit. That as we really get to know and work with one another more, I know amazing things are going to happen. And the chat has just been overwhelming as I look at how welcoming and how passionate people are as we come together to make amazing things happen. So thank you for being on the call. I hope that tomorrow night we have sold out Dallas. It is going to be a monumental event as we come together to celebrate this partnership. And I shared a little bit earlier that there are days in our lives that we will never forget. Um, we all learned that 50 years ago, last week was one of those days for Kelly. Um, I will never. I've only got 43 years under my belt, but I'll never forget that day and so many other days in my personal life, in my business life. And I'll tell you, September 3rd of 2025 is going to be one of those days that we will all look back on as an inflection point in our lives, in our personal lives, in our business lives, and how as we bring this powerful combination together to the world. So thank you for your trust in LifeVantage, your trust as well but there is zero doubt in my mind of just how powerful this is going to be. So thank you for joining the call. Get registered for Dallas, and make sure that you spread this, with your team members, especially as we now take the next step. This is the easy part, that what we've done so far. Now we need to make it happen. And there's going to be a lot of activity, a lot of communication over the next few days, weeks, and months as we bring all of this together. Thank you. Have a great evening, and I can't wait to be with you.